Thank you for joining me on the channel Mazarov. Today is going to be collective energy readings. It could be past energy for the signs, but it doesn't have to be. Before I actually get into the signs, though, where I may or may not use masculine or female or feminine energy pronouns, of course, you don't have to be either, right? I want to talk about something going off of question number 4. If you are not familiar with what that is, go ahead and check that out. But it's essentially who freed man. The thing is, I went into depth about those 4 questions, believe it or not. And my Mother's Day reading is called a MOT test. But the actual title or the name of the reading is It's Good to Know No. Something D or something like that. And I broke down question 1, 2, 3, and 4. First of all, objects. Second, something. And I also talked about briefly the picture of the Last Supper, where it's a like thing. I like you type of thing. With feminine energy, masculine energy, whatever. But I actually want to get into that from the freed man. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the notion of God being your father. First of all, I have checked the Bible and I have never seen God say that it's a man to be your father. Second of all, the first creation that was created by God did not call it father. It called it God, or it called it Lord. It called it God. It didn't call it Lord, actually. The only energy is 33 energy sons of God, sons of man, that believe that it is their father. But what was their father was a Lord, not God. So everybody that would think that God is their father would be in a 33 energy where they would look at themselves like that as their father. Now you can say, oh, it's my adopted father. What paperwork has it filled out to adopt you? What has it done to take you into his house or home to adopt you? Because it would have to show up in your life and be there. And I know a lot of people say, oh, it is. I doesn't think so. It usually be your will to continue on. Now, at one point in time, the Hebrews God told them, hey, put a snake on a pole and do something with that. And they had that, aka medicine. The issue is they started to worship it, and that God didn't like that. And it was like Uraeus. It was like an Egyptian thing or something. I don't know what snake it was. It was some sort of serpent on a stick. That's what Moses had. He had a serpent on a stick. And I believe that got something to do with medicine. And Hermes, if we're doing Greek mythology. Because the Egyptians didn't have serpents on a stick. They just said they just made snakes appear. So they didn't have real medicine. So Moses was able to get his people sick and heal them. Lucky him. But I wanted to talk about something based off that man stuff. Because women love that man. I'm going to tell you what. This is going to sound so weird. And unless you know me, to know me is to hate me. But unless you know me, then you're not going to believe what I'm going to say. I've never liked a man in my life. I have this thing where, no, I'm not into young boys. Don't even begin to think that. I like masculine energies that are my age or a little older. But I don't like men. I don't like men. When I'm around a quote-unquote man, I can physically feel it. Because I will physically be turned off from that man. I will either be afraid of that man, I will run away from that man, or I will shun that man. My body has a adverse reaction to men. Now, a lot of women don't. A lot of women like, I want a strong man. My husband, when I met my husband, what made me like him, and I'm gonna tell every guy that I've ever liked what it was that I liked about that masculine energy. When I first met my husband, he had a look in his eyes like sad. But when we actually had a conversation, this is gonna sound so weird. He didn't have a lot of money. He didn't have a place to stay. But what actually made me like him is that he said that he hadn't been sexually active in a while. Whether it be a lie or not, this is what attracted me to that person. He said he didn't have sex for a while. He was really into helping his grandmother, really into church. He was working, even if it was like a meaningless job to the women that want a man. And he was nice and he was kind. He didn't start showing attributes of insanity men until women, mothers in his life told him that he needed to be a man. He needed to be a man. And I already told you what man equates to in the Bible. That's why God, when he made the first Adam, when he made the first guy, he did not label it a man, because the men in the Bible are equated to a beast. You have a beast, and you have a man that represents 666. Those are the only two men that are in the Bible. Moses was not a man. Moses was a goddamn slave or an Egyptian. Okay? Those sons of God and Nephilim were not a man. Those are sons, boys. Joseph was a slave. His brothers was brothers. Abraham is Abraham. Those are not men. Those are just names for places. Rulers. When you start getting a man, you got yourself a beast. And that's why God clearly told Adam, like, you're not gonna ever be a father. You could be a servant. You could get a job. But that is what I like, because I like it's not feminine. There's a thin line between love and hate. It wasn't feminine. It was not a beast. Another guy that I liked, he reminded me of my ex-husband. But I wasn't comfortable with him, because even when he would say stuff like that reminded me of someone, like, I'm struggling, I'm just trying to work, I'm just trying to make ends meet, and he would be vulnerable, like, I have these problems, I have this problem. I couldn't get comfortable with that person. My body, I couldn't break that barrier. I couldn't break down that wall to talk to that person, to want to get to know that person, because it moved in circles of men, of beasts, of killers, of cheaters, of adulterers, of wild animals, where you cannot expect too much. It doesn't matter if that masculine energy has a degree, CEO, or not. Once it gets into that threshold of a man, it's going to do what it want to do, because the world has put a beast, an apex predator, on a fucking pedestal and told it that you can rule the world into the fucking ground. That's what the hell you can do. So I just couldn't get close to him. But the thing is, I don't like feminine men. No, I don't like feminine men. I just don't like men. And I know that sounds weird. If you are a feminine energy like myself, then you will know. It's not that I want to be dominant. No. It's not that I want to be dominant. No, because I like a guy that can take the lead. I don't like a guy that can take the lead. I want you to take the lead. I'm not a feminist. I'm not against women that want to be submissive. I would not be submissive to a beast. No? Because I'm going to put you in fucking timeout. I'm not going to be submissive to a beast. I'm not. And I'm not a beast. I have came face to face with a beast. And you would think in that reading that I was representing a man, 66. But I wasn't. First off, I'm a woman. Second off, I'm a slave. Third of all, I didn't have any inclination to put that energy into a cage, to consecrate it or nothing. Maybe a Nubis, maybe a damn dog or a jackal. But as far as that, no. Now, I don't get down with Bassett or any energy like that, no. But it didn't clearly say that it was Bassett. It said it was something else. So, I don't have that instinct to conquer and divide. I don't want to do that. I'm not Jesus. I'm not Jesus European. I don't want to break up a happy home or family. I don't want to ritualistically do that so I can feel like a god. I don't want to do that. I have no desire. Another guy that I was interested in, I don't actually have that many guys I was interested in. Another guy that I was talking to, he seemed sweet because he put education first and he was willing to follow me where I was going to school and meet up with me. But I don't want a love story because the story is a lie. You're telling a story, you're telling a lie. So I don't want a love story. But I couldn't get close to that masculine energy because there was many years and times where I was available and that masculine energy didn't approach me or like me. So I will not be a secret either. The issue is that bestiality shit. The Bible tells you strictly to stay away from it. And you women love yourself a man. Most women get mad when they don't have a man. Most women get mad when they don't have a 666. But I be going, what do these men have a track record of doing? Women feel incomplete without a man. I be going, you just don't want no peace in your life. I don't like women. Hell no. Hell no. Oh, hell no. But y'all do not want peace in your life. What do men got a track record of doing? And everybody going to say, all men don't do it. Yes, all men do this. Yes, they do. All men are going to cheat on you. All men are going to hurt you. It's just common sense. So much so that Jesus started says, and look, either I'm going to have to make Mary into a beast man, Thomas, or I'm going to have to make myself more feminine. He probably met her in the middle. Because then they say it's a divine masculine. I be going, what's a divine masculine? A son of God? That's terrible to have. According to the Bible. That's terrible. You women talking about, I want a twin flame relationship and I want a divine masculine. I be going, no the fuck you don't. It don't matter if you're divine feminine, it's going to instant. You seen the movie, you seen the show Chaos? On Netflix with Zeus? You seen any of those movies where you got a quote unquote divine masculine and a divine feminine in the relationship? What do that divine masculine do? It drive that divine feminine mad. So she really willing to kill, steal, murder to keep that man. She even be willing to have an open relationship, cheat herself, but at the end of the day, she don't want to lose that man. But be scared of him at the same time. Why would you want to be scared of the person that you're in love with? What's wrong with you women? You want to be scared of him? I don't want to be scared. As soon as I get a man, as soon as I get a masculine energy in my life and I am scared of him, then that is a problem. And my body will let me know. My body will let me know first. It'll get scared. It'll get scared. It'll get tense. I won't want to talk. I will shut down. But you other women, I don't know. They want a man. I be going, man will kill. That's what it used to take to be a man. Hunt and gather. They will hunt you, be obsessed with you, could kill you, could steal from you, could beat you. And it would be the manly thing to do. They will beat submission into you. And then the other one would be like, it's because she had the wrong man. She had a scrub. She had a bitch. I watched SpongeBob. I take a fucking scrub first before I take a fucking man. All day, any day. He gonna go to work. SpongeBob worked how long at the Krusty Krab, honey? How long? He was never late. He always was on time. He always was there for Patrick. He didn't have no habits. He had a clean house. He was not a homosexual. As much as they want you to believe that. Because every time he could find a sponge lady or Sandy, he was falling in love. He dressed nice. He respected his mamas, his daddy. But he was not attached to the hip. No, he ain't have no car. He actually did have a car. He couldn't drive. But he was trying. Who would be, since we're doing scrubs, who would y'all want to be with? Y'all want to be the crab? Y'all want to be with me? That's my male side. Who the man? Patrick ain't a man. Mr. Krabs or Plankton? Him as a business owner, yes. He can't love you. No, you're in a turtle shell. He can't love you. And he not gonna, because you probably a man. Probably woman. Who knows? You probably trying to come into his life and think he edibly delicious. You can eat off him. Who knows? Ain't nobody about to do that. They don't have no man down there. You probably with the narrator. But I just thought that was interesting because a lot of people be going, they want a man. I be going, but the man, there is no man. The only man that you see say he a man is Jesus. But he tell you in so many ways that he is a beast. He go from a lion, lamb, a dove. He's still just being any kind of beast he want to be. I would not want to be with a warlock. But he got magic powers. Feminine. You female. Salem witch trial. No. I can't. I just thought it was interesting. But so let's go ahead and get into some stuff. I want to start off with air signs. Aquarius is Gemini, Libra. It was so weird. I can't remember everything in this dream. I just saw a pair, a male and a female, but they were both white. And they started killing everybody. Actually, they didn't. I couldn't tell who was doing what, but they was like, what's a serial? I was thinking that. What's a serial? You guys, serial numbers? What's a serial? What's a serial? Because I was thinking they were serial killers, but what? What's serial? Siri? Oh? I was on my cell phone. I don't know if they were serial killers, but they definitely was getting down. They were definitely getting around and doing whatever they wanted to do, and they was killing people. But I couldn't figure out if it was the male or the female. It was actually the female. It was the white female. She was killing everybody. I don't even know why. But then I found it when I was looking at the Bible verse, Revelations 13:8, which details a beast. And it says, Revelation 13:8 refers to all who dwell on earth worshiping the beast, except those whose names are written in the Lamb's book of life. I don't know what that is. And when I was looking up that, because a lot of people worship the beast, a lot of people worship a man. There's two types of beasts in the Bible. So when they say they worship the beast, here's the two that you can worship. You can worship a man, or you can worship that is a beast, or you can worship a beast that is a beast. And sometimes you gotta get written in the Lamb's book of life. The Lamb's book of life will be the Dead Sea Scroll. Dead Sea Scroll. Because the only time that I see a lamb have any sort of scroll or paper or book is also in Revelations. And it's already slain. But he got a book because the council members start asking everybody, who do you think is worthy to even begin to open this thing? So you gotta be in the Dead Sea Scroll. That's gonna do with Morgan. I don't know if you want to be in there. I don't know. I thought a lamb was a beast. I'm gonna just hold out for the Holy Spirit. Like the Coptics, like the Christian Coptics of in Egypt. I'm gonna just hold out for the Holy Spirit. Cause I just feel like at that point it's not a beast and it's not a man. I just feel like it's the best, cleanest, safest version. So I'm just hold out for that. But it says in 1 Corinthians 13:8 states that love never fails, but prophecies, tongues, and knowledge will pass away. And I swear I dreamed that, but it was like, I can't recall all the details. I just know that they were going on a murdering spree. What it has to do with me? Nothing. But I did see that. So everybody needs to be careful because somebody's out there being a serial killer. It's a murderer. It's a murderer. It's a white woman. But she's got a partner. Bonnie and Clyde. I was thinking about something. I was thinking about Aztec. How do we have technology? But in the beginning of time, there was an Aztec. And the Aztec had a calendar. Marie? Something don't sound real. Aztecs had to gauge it. And they had a calendar going, 2012. That was a terrible year for me. My tongue is like, I don't know no year. Like, okay, how many years ago was that? I don't know. Like, I mean, it's like, I don't think that I could prophesize for the air for. I don't think I can ever prophesize for shit. I'm seeing an Amazon gift card or something. I like them dangerous. Isn't that fascinating? The Bible just starts saying, you prophecies will die. You with knowledge will die. There was something, I can't recall which verse it was in the Bible, but it was talking about time would be short. But it also started talking about people that came in front of the Lord and started knowing stuff before the Lord, before God. But it was a negative. But the wise man came and knew stuff before God. What you knew? Money? Shekels? Is my prisoner? I don't know what you knew. Let's go to the next thing. Who is it? Water? Pisces? Cancer? Scorpios? I'm trying to think. I wanted to talk about something. I was looking on my channel for where I had mentioned this before, but obviously I need to mention it again. So, feminine energy, water signs were in this energy where they were stuck. They were prisoners. But they were stuck in a house or home. It was like a prison house. And they were stuck in it. And it was ran by white individuals, a male, mainly. And water signs, parent was like on their deathbed, but they were like trying to tell the water signs, like, look, I feel poisoned. I feel like they doing stuff to us. But the water sign was so hypnotized by the television program. But it was like static. It wasn't even, it was like energetically, it was just like turning the brain off. And but the water sign ended up taking up for their parent. And when they did that, because their parent was like, you need to get out of here, or I need to get out of here. Someone, like, we can't, you know. The water sign ended up taking, the water sign ended up taking up for that parent or that elder or whatever. And it allowed the water sign to snap out of it, to break away from the TV for a moment. And with that being said, the water sign went to another room or whatever, because they like separated the two or whatever have you. But the water sign found a way out, because there was this master energy, like a doctor or something, that was looked at like a god, but he was poisoning people. And but there was this redhead white girl, and she was there, and she wanted to act like she was also going through the same thing as the water sign, who was black, if that matters, and another black girl that was there. But she wasn't, because she had free reign, and that masculine energy was like her father or something like that. But it made me think of the movie Life, with the white girl that just wanted to be dominated over a slave. And she thought he was going to go to the league or something. And she just wanted to have those mixed babies. It was like that type of thing, where it's like, you're not really suffering. No. You just have gone mad. Like, white women are crazy. White women are crazy. Meaning, I don't know, black women are becoming the same. But for me, as a black woman, for me to really do something, for me to really act out, you gotta have done something over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But it's not annoyances. No, it's not something that I just don't like. No, it's something where it would make me feel like you really put my life in danger, or you're standing in the way for me entering into my home, or you're just blankly, you're not just drunk on the street. I don't care if someone's drunk on the street. You would have to be drunk basically on my front porch where I pay rent and I don't want to. That type of thing. For me to really get upset with you. White women don't. White people are out of their fucking mind. They're so spoiled. They're so rotten. It is ridiculous. When I watch these Karen videos of these white men and these white women, I be going, it don't even be nothing happening. They just start saying, get off my property. You don't have a property. No. Quiet down. Your dogs bark too loud. Their dogs be barking loud, but they don't want somebody else's dogs barking loud. You need to show me your paperwork that you're supposed to be at this park. It's a public park. Well, you can't park your car here. You can't park your car here because... And then they call the police and start saying that they are scared. They be the one that be aggressive. And they will call the police and say they are scared. That'd be the only thing, I promise you, keeping me from putting my foot down somebody's fucking throat. That they got that power of a legion behind them. When that shit fall, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of somebody. I promise. But regardless, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. My eyes, y'all, my eyes. We ended up trapping the guy that was poisoning everyone, programming everyone, having everybody stay separated, dividing houses and homes and families. Because someone would wake up and then he would cause chaos for that person that had woken up. And I remember seeing throughout the door this mass, it was a father, but he was like in the middle of the desert. I kid you not. I didn't know that was a thing. A desert father? Called it a desert father. It had something to do, it started like with Anthony the Great or something like that in Egypt. Where you would go into the desert almost like a martyr, because you would technically kind of lose your life. The only issue is, to be a martyr, to be like Jesus, you would have to choose to do it. I not ever choose to do that. To be great, Tony, you have to choose to do it. So they would choose to go out there into the desert, fast, and give up the luxuries of civilization. And so I started thinking about Jesus was a desert father, Moses was a desert father, Buddha was a desert father, I think. Yeah, I was desert father. But you can easily meet the devil out there. You can meet temptation. You can meet temptation when you become a desert father. They said desert fathers were early Christian hermits and something. They'll live primarily somewhere. They were like monks. I just thought it was really interesting because in that dream, I saw that. And I got pissed off. I got pissed off because that desert father didn't give a fuck about me in that prison house. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck. It wanted to play house in the desert and throw footballs with his little son. But he was a big black nigga. And he had a mixy child. I was going, whose child do you even have? Where's the desert mothers? Something's happened where in like the spiritual world, you women are not mothers. Men have taken that from you so they could be fathers. Where when Adam and Eve left, Adam was never cursed for being a father. Because that's not even what you're going to do. You damn beast. Eve would have been stuck between a rock and a hard place with her damn 666 and her damn serpent. I don't know what fuck her to listen to. Shit, she shouldn't listen to neither. I know I don't. That doesn't probably nothing for me. So, modern day desert fathers are Middle Easterns, Dubai, Indians. I'm gonna say anything that lives by the desert. They make their women be pretend nappy headed. Put that shit on. And you my property slave. Use the house slave. And then they violate them. Why? Beast? Can't be your father. I don't have no father. No, you have no father. Jesus didn't have no father. What father? He's just saying he means his father. That's the problem. I started saying that Jewish people don't like Jesus. Jewish people think Jesus is alive. But that's their Messiah. That's their king. So I started saying, who do Jewish people worship then? If they don't worship Jesus, who the fuck do they worship? Because somewhere I learned like Orthodox Jews don't even worship Jesus because they think he a liar. So I said, who you worship then? Who you worship then? Huh? Who you worship? I haven't worshipped no one. I only worship secret texts. I only worship spiritual words. I only worship hocus pocus. I don't know what the fuck. But them Orthodox men know that they can't be men. They get ringlet curls in their hair. Because they can't be a man. Because you're going to be a beast. So they take somebody else's story. So they can feel not a beast about themselves and not they say they're slaves. Bitch, where? I would love to see one. In the beginning of the world, let me put it like this. On how you know they wouldn't have been slaves. I'm breaking down to you. Imagine you being in Egypt. Everybody brown. Everyone dark brown. Maybe more nappier headed. Big headed. Everyone has the same features. It's very it's not monolithic. What is it? Homogeneous? I don't know what it is, where everyone looks the same. Think of Sweden or something like that. But think of people that are not whites, that don't want to conquer and divide for their religion. Okay? Think of people that will accept you into their house or their home, treat you like family, and accept you. Because it didn't matter where Moses was. He got accepted by all of them. The Egyptians, think of Joseph, think of Jesus. These energies always got accepted in Egypt. You can always be accepted for who you are. Now here's the thing. Imagine you all looking the same and some white person show up with fucking ringlet curls. Just imagine it. Going, oh my God. I ain't never seen you before. Let us see her skin. They probably will start oohing and ahhing at it. Going, ooh, what is this skin doing? Because you got to think of the context of this. When they first got there. I don't even know where they came from. The Hebrews don't even tell you that. Them white fuckers don't even tell you where they came from. They just says they were slaves for 600 years. In Egypt? As whites? Where did you come from? Because that would have been my first question is the Egyptian devil, whatever they want to call me. I would have been going, where did you come from? Where did you come from? Because, I never seen skin like this. Honey, black people do it all the time. As soon as the black woman has a baby that's too light-skinned, everybody going, wow, that baby's different. Don't look like us. Think of it when they first got there, because Egyptians loved, what they say they are? Hebrews love to say they were slaves for 500 years. And that, all the pharaohs hated them and threw their babies in the ocean for the alligators at the bank. Where did they come from? Even us chattel, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, even us chattel slaves know that we come from a Liberia, Chad, Congo. We come from some of those places. Where do they come from? They don't come from Jerusalem. Duh. They make Jerusalem when they leave. When they conquer and divide. With medicine and everything. Well, he had a snake on a stick. And a messenger like Hermes. Where the fuck do they come from? You just showed up in Egypt? Saying, I'm a slave. What? What? I don't know. They don't tell you. So I need that. I want to have that information. Because I believe that they come from the Caucasus Mountain. Yeah. Probably, me personally, I would have accepted one or two when they would have come down. But I don't know if I would have accepted a whole slew of those fuckers. I probably would have put them in cages because I wouldn't know what it was. I wouldn't know where they came from, and I wouldn't know what to do. I would have to choose to keep my people safe. Where the fuck do you come from? All of us here? Because Egyptians didn't come from somewhere. They was already there. They was made there because the son of God called a pharaoh. Touchdown. Something. Remember, that's just so weird. No, they just, because I don't recall them ever saying that the Egyptians went anywhere. I'm the one that thought that. Maybe war crimes, but that was later on. What's their ancestry? They just think that their ancestry start with them being slaves. Bitch. Ain't no white person ever been a motherfucking slave. Them dumb. They not dumb. You know what? I was looking up. Who am I talking to now? I don't give a fuck. I was looking up chattel. They said we a chattel slave. Chat. You know what chat is? So I took a picture of what chat is. Because I was going, I ain't never been in the chat room. They said we're chattel. Chat means to talk, gossip, chatter, talk, or conversation. And then after you have that conversation of talking or gossiping, it's telling. So I am a conversation, talking, gossip, informed slave. I'm a chattel. Chattel? Chattel slave. I've been informed through conversation and gossip and hearsay that I am supposed to be a slave. Let's start that rumor. Rumor has it that rumor has it that I don't care. I said, what the fuck? You think I'm a chattel? I'm a chattel slave. It's hearsay. Egyptian, Hebrew slaves did never exist. Chattel slaves, I am a slave because they keep saying that I'm a slave, and everybody keeps looking at me like I'm a slave. So I'm just a slave. Jewish slaves never existed. Tell me where you came from. Then they be saying we need to have allies. No, fuck you don't. I'm not gonna accept you until you tell me where you came from. You came talking tongues, prophesizing. What? With some God that you didn't know because you've been a slave for forever? Where did you come from? No, where did you come from? Where did your God come from? Where did you come from? Like, I don't think y'all understand it. Where did you come from? Like, okay, put it in context like this. Imagine we just had some purple people show up. Just purple. Speaking. But their body looks exactly like ours. But they purple skinned and blue haired. And they speak in a language that you don't know. But them God is earthly. It's a bush. How would you feel? Would you have made them slaves, or would you definitely would have body chains? What would you have did? It ain't like white people. White people went to go find slaves. Talking about for the Americas, we needed more workers. We needed more jobs. I'm gonna need y'all to tell me where the fuck you come from. That's probably what Hitler wanted them to do. Focus, concentrate so motherfucking hard that they could tell him where the fuck he came from. Like, y'all need to, all you Jewish motherfucking people need to tell me where you came from. That's a major secret. That is a secret. All the people all the people in Israel, are they related? They all sons of God, they all Jewish, right? That means they got the same blood flowing through their veins. Are they ancestral now? Are them all having sex with their sisters and brothers? That's not allowed. That's a big no-no. Ain't none of them supposed to be married to each other. No Jewish person is supposed to be with a Jewish person. You're supposed to go get someone not Jewish. Or you actually supposed to be not doing nothing. Because as soon as you start having sex with your Jewish person that you grew up with and y'all both sons of God that's been given Israel and inherited it because y'all chosen y'all, that's now, no. I just feel gross about it. I'm going to stop it. You incesting. They want to keep it in a family? They want to be pure blood. They probably come out looking weird. Because I know about pure bloods. I know about it. When you keep it in the family, they start coming weird, looking big nosed, hunched fucking back, big, weird hair, weird scaly skin. They just start coming out looking that way. Kind of ugly. Because it's pure blood. Could you imagine your pure blood being ugly? I would not. I probably would water it down. Well, I'm not gonna be ugly. So, I'm just blabbing on there. I really had nothing to talk about. I mean, I was gonna talk about some other things, but like, why was Jesus becoming a monk? He became a desert father. He became a desert father and he learned how to fast. I know why he would have did. I know why he would have did. Bitch. Because an Indian once called me a nigga, bitch. And you can get dead. Fucking on me. You ain't be darker than me calling me a nigga. I could be. I don't think so. I would have to come from Niger. If I come from Niger, my bad. But I don't feel like I come from Niger. I don't think anyone in Niger is going around saying his name Negro. What you call me? A Negro? What's gonna grow? My knees? I'm a Negro? No. Huh? I'm a Negro. Am I saying it right? Is it not Negro? Was it nigger? Okay. Oh, that's the same words. Is a nigger? I'm not trying to be funny. Is a nigger a Negro? Why is that saying grow? What's gonna grow? Me from the root? I'm the roots. What's gonna grow? Imagine calling somebody grown up. I don't know what you calling me. You calling me a Negro. Why is that black? Black grow? What's knee? What's any? Any grow? Do I have any growth? I don't have any growths. I don't know what that means. Lesions? I don't know what that is. What? A Negro. Oh my god. Any is an Okin. I can't remember what it is, but it is a secret language. Baby, I don't know what that grow is. I don't know what you want me to do. You want me to go grow something. You don't have a garden. It's a Negro. I don't want to be a Negro. It probably would have to be a Negro. Because somebody got to go out there and grow that stuff. I don't know how to grow it. Or God got to be a Negro. Because somebody has to grow it. I chose soil. I don't know. They said nigger. What's a ger? What's a nig? Why is nig? Okay, what's a nig in a knee? Nigney? Ninig? Nigney? Enignia? Signia? I don't know what that is. But it has a grow. Groger. Groger? I don't have a Groger. If I take that G and make it a K, that's a Kroger. That's a Safeway. I don't know what it is. What the fuck? Why do both of those words mean black? I don't know if black can grow. It probably can. Probably can expand. I'm gonna be bigger. Since I gotta grow, I'm gonna have to be bigger than you. I refuse to think white people are called Caucasian. I would not check that box. If I was white and I had an application, I would not check that box. I would just check something else. What's Caucasian? Where you come from? If you're Asian, something's wrong with you. If Caucasians are Asian, we know they're beasts. Because cocks are things. I'm a grown up. You're a chattel. Because you can call me a Negro. I don't know how to grow, bitch. I'm have to grow chickens. Obviously. What the fuck? What? If you are Caucasian, if you're saying that you come from Asia, something's wrong with your white ass. Because you're missing like two big components. You're missing two things. It's something with the eyes. You're missing those. You're missing it. They're supposed to be doing something. They're supposed to be like something. I don't know, but them not doing something. They're probably supposed to be like how Egyptians used to put them eye makeup. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know why Caucasians don't have them Egyptian eyes. Someone started my eyes? Because they keep saying they're Asian. I know what it requires to be an Asian. I know what it requires. I just have surgery. Jury? Surgery? Surgery? Jury? No. I was on. Oh. I was on that about that. Anyway, so at least I'm not troubling God's heart. No? Because that's wickedness in the world, and that got something to do with his panic. Because he don't want to be having anxiety, and he don't want to have to be panicking. And he instantly said when he saw one of those, it started troubling his heart, and he started flooding. So that's why those places always flood. Those people are called panic, trouble, and anxiety. When I watched, what is that? His name is not Zeus. His name not Thor. What's his name? Zero to a Hero? I can't remember his name. Hades had panic and anxiety. His panic and his anxiety, those are those women. And those are those men. And they do be shapely. Because one was not really fat. It was short, but it had big butts. And the other one was like longer and skinnier. It could be tan or it could be more on the pale or blue side. Aren't those panics and anxiety? When the Lord started having to deal with that, he started saying, I will flood this bitch. Because ain't nobody, ew, it might make it wet. I will rebuke that. Where'd they come from? What? Dead Sea Scrolls? If they in the Dead Sea Scrolls, they take that shit out. Because can't no Hispanics be in there. Because they talking a dead language. Talking Latin. That's dead. That's dead. How does Hades get there? Hades created those. Those created by the devil. They come from a hot place. It's hot. They hot, they sexy. Lust. Lust to do that for you. Lust to do that. I don't give a fuck though. When I was blind and I couldn't see, I used to get bothered. A beast deserves a demon. A beast deserves it. Now, you could have been with me and I could have been your shepherd. But bitch, I'ma sometimes whip my beast. I'ma sometimes have to do it. Because I'm not a man. That white man was, I'ma need white people to recognize their place. I'm just gonna need you to. I'm here to grow. You are here as a cock. That's a chicken. And I love eating chicken. You're a cog to an Asian person. And honey, I believe that Asian people love to eat chicken. But I would definitely have to beat my beast. I'd beat it. I'd beat it. Because it needs to be beat. That's from the same amount. That's with a big attitude. I have to be able to do it. Why people want to be Negroes so bad? They want to beat someone. They want to whip someone. A chicken? If you ain't had that gun in your hand. If you ain't had that police. If you ain't had that 911. You wouldn't act that way. As soon as white people get those things, they start acting out of character. They start being strong. Oh, wow. Oh my God. You're not even a man part. You're just a beastie part. You're not even a man beastie part. Anyway. They said Jennifer Love Hewitt. What's Hewitt? I don't know. She loves that. Why she love it? She shouldn't. They said love never fails. Yeah. Love never fails. Because ain't nobody gonna fall in love with you. Love ain't gonna never do that. Everybody going, I fall in love with you. Well, according to the Bible, that's impossible to do. It's not gonna ever do that. It's not gonna ever love you. You beast worshippers. I myself am not. I promise I'm not. Every man knows this about me. Because then they start hating me. All the men start hating me. Because I will just be uncomfortable. I would instantaneously get scared of a man. I am not like my mom. My mama like them big. She like them manly. She like them controlling. I like mine. Go to work. Sit down. Listen to what I fucking gotta say. Do not raise your fucking voice. Chill out. Do what I say. That's how I like my voice. Do what I say. Because I ain't gonna lead you wrong. As soon as a man starts leading, he gonna lead you wrong. He gonna lead you with his dick. You wanna be led by the flesh? Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. I don't wanna be led by your flesh. No. Because I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be led by the spirit. And I don't got nothing to do. I don't got nothing to do with suppers. You know what came from supper? Shit. Waste. As soon as somebody would have had a supper or last supper, someone would have to take a diarrhea. Somebody had to take a shit. Somebody had to take a piss. Imagine your spirituality, your one image of God. While his friends, at the end of the day, somebody gonna have to go use the bathroom. Someone could have used the bathroom. They could have had all shit stains in them drawers. I don't even know if they had drawers. Them all could have ran to the bathroom. Imagine the end of that being, it's a waste. Because I know how to eat supper. And after you eat supper, it's a waste. Somebody gonna get on acid. Jesus will end up on acid. Because he started saying, I am in your shit. When he would have started being in them shit, he would have went through shit to get to heaven. Jesus would have went to Dante's Inferno. Because he would have to go through acid and he would have to go through boo-boo. That's what I said. I think they said Dante's Inferno. He got to go through boo-boos with Virgil. So it's just in Mary. I don't know who was in. But he would have ended up on acid. Because I think there's acid in my tummy. And then after that, once I would have processed that all the way that he was on acid, he would have went through shit. Imagine boo-booing out Jesus. They all 12 of them would have shit Jesus. Right? Isn't that weird? I would have said, so you want me to, I would have reminded him, because maybe he didn't know. I would have gone, so there's a thing. As us, when we do eat, we do boo-boo. So that would have been a waste. He would have been better off giving that shit to somebody that's not gonna boo-boo. or that's not gonna shit. Cause then that person that's not gonna boo boo and that's not gonna shit, they're gonna be able to hold that in because they hold it. Cause if you start boo booing, then that was just a waste. You know, I'm on drugs. You got me on acid, and also you put me through boo boo. I don't even know where you leave me. Where do you think they boo boo shit? All 12 of them would have started shitting in different locations, probably in the woods. I don't know where they boo boo. Outhouse? Sauna? I don't know where they boo boo. But them all would have ate Jesus and then took a dump. They would have dumped them. They would have put them on drugs, put them through shit, and then dumped them, leave them somewhere. I would not do that. So I don't know how I would have did it. I probably would have flicked water in your face. I would put water in ice. I put water in your eyeballs. I have put clear in your eyeballs. He was the only one that would have not shit out Jesus. Because he had to start molding clay with living water in his hands and he put it straight in his eyes. Because he's not going to be able to that out. How do eating blood give you a bloodline? I don't have a... What did I eat this morning? I don't have a lemon donut bloodline. Maybe. I don't feel like I do. That's what they said. They started being holy people because them ate that. But that don't have nothing to do with your blood. It might make your blood sugar spike. I don't think it's going to change your... I don't think it's going to change it. Because if my now bloodline is donuts or breakfast sandwiches or pops, and I got a lot going on. I'm fucking edibly delicious. I'm probably a snack card at this point because what I eat would make me be one of the most valuables. If you like instant satisfaction, yummy snacks. But if you don't, I'm still that too because I'm also going to eat pot roast. I have to bring that because I'm not going to cook that. I had the power to cook pot roast. That is crazy. So you could have did that. I would have told Jesus. I don't think I would have been Judas, but I probably would have told him like, don't waste your blood, don't waste your bread, don't waste yourself. You wasting yourself. You just wasting away. What's wrong with you? Shit. It was constipated. I don't know what it is. But he was wasting away because I was telling him don't do that. Because they're going to put you through shit and leave you somewhere. Somebody had the runs. Ew. Oh, God. Someone had diarrhea. Peter. Oh, God. Peter had diarrhea? He didn't want nobody to hear. Oh, God. They said Jesus started having the runs. I don't want to have the runs. Oh, my Lord. You know what? I'd rather have the runs than vomit. Imagine eating Jesus and you threw up. Oh, God. You just never know. You just never know what it's like when you eat holy people. You could. It just throws up. What was Jesus' diet? What it taste like? They want us to believe that Jesus tastes like a stale cracker and grape juice. What was he doing? What? Why grape juice? I'm not. I would have tasted like a lemon cake. I would have tasted like pie. Because if I just can't eat vegetables or meat, I just gotta eat leavened bread. No. I would have tasted like hummus, and I would have tasted like cakes, and I would have tasted like pies. We got grapes. I at least would have tasted like some type of grape jelly. I probably didn't taste like peanut butter then. I don't know what the fuck. So dogs probably would love me because I would have taste like peanut butter and jelly. And you ain't want to shit that out. I just had bread. Okay, I'm just spiraling. I would taste like chicken. Mm. Jesus would taste like chicken? What did Moses taste like? Moses taste like medicine? I don't want to start poisoning people. He would start poisoning people with medicine. I don't eat this. What would Moses have been Hermes? He would have came into town all fast, quick, in a hurry. Talking about, I have a message. The message is, I have this stick with a snake swirling through it, and all around it and shit. And I need you to. What do they want? They said at first he just said, I want you to let us worship our God on certain days. And the Pharaoh said, sure. Sure. And then the Pharaoh said, you know what though? I thought you was talking about me. So but since you not, and you talking about somebody I don't know, and I already don't know where you came from, and you already living in my house rent free, then you're gonna have to know. So then Moses said, I don't want to do this, brother, but all your chattel? No, all your things gonna die. I'm gonna ask which way. How they gonna do it? I'm gonna die. No, they all gonna die. I was about Anubis. I would ask him, do you have a connection with Anubis? Can you please show me him? Can you tell me? Can you take me to him? Where is he? I'll bring him in here. I was like, why are my animals? So you gonna have no work to do? Aren't y'all farmers? My shepherds come out, all the animals died. Then he said, when all the animals died, I don't want to do this, brother, but your water is going to get contaminated. As a pharaoh, I would have told him, absolutely not. I don't think it could get any dirtier than what it is. We pee shit in this water. We pee shit, drink it. We actually don't drink the water because we gotta drink hops, so we don't drink our shit pee water. So we don't have no toilets. So I was telling him, you can, if you color it red, so I drink beer. I think the house had little to no water in it. It was like fermented. It's set out and let it sweat. I don't know what we do. But everybody know that. Egyptians didn't drink water. So I always said, we already got flies everywhere. So we shit on the side of the road. And we shit in that water. And then we take a bath in it. And make our skin itchy. I was telling them, if you put that red shit in there, is it going to be an ointment so our skin don't feel itchy? Or is it tea? It could be chamomile. I don't know why them bugs probably kill us because we shit everywhere. But animals probably start eating shit. There's Jesus everywhere. Then the firstborn's dad. That's like a trial run? What the fuck is this? Talking about testes. Why the firstborn? What's like that? What's up with that? Somebody don't like the firstborn. Who's the firstborn? Firstborn Adam. Cause how the fuck would that burning bush know anything about them people? Talking about their firstborn. Unless you they God, how you gonna know who they are? How you gonna know which one's the firstborn? That's like me looking at a house. That's like me looking over here, this apartment. And I'm going, the firstborn's in there. I don't know in there. I can't see in there. I don't know what's happening in their house. I don't know who was the firstborn in there. Only way that I would know where a firstborn is or who a firstborn is if they are my children. Or at least in my house. It's not saying all the firstborns. He would have killed everybody. Adam did. Ow! I don't know why. Because that didn't make no sense. The firstborn? You gotta kill Jesus. He said he was firstborn from the dead. Jesus for a long time probably thought he was Egyptian. He would have been out there talking Egyptian. Talk about when he got born, he started living in Egyptian for a while. Oh, so why we gotta leave? Talking about we need to leave here. I would say, but we are totally comfortable. And it seems like out of their jurisdiction because Herod is not coming to Egypt. Maybe it could be big motherfucking problems. I don't know what the fuck it is. Get the fuck out of there. Jesus never mentioned no Hebrew slaves. He didn't mention those. Oh, yes. But that's all I got. Godspeed. God bless. Bye.